Hey everybody, it is Tiffany with the Fatigue Fix live training. So this week, the topic is on how to better your energy. So nutrition for better energy. I have a little banner up here, but it's not showing. Um, let's see, I'll just put this up here in case you're watching the replay. So with that in mind, let me know if you're here live or if you are watching the replay. That helps people get the information and make sure that I see that people are actually getting informed by these and are liking what they are learning about for this. So let me talk a little bit about me. If you are new here, say new in the comments. If you've been here before, say yes. Okay, just comment yes, been here before. So just a little bit about me. My name is Tiffany. I'm a board certified and licensed nutritionist. I came to this space to help you feel better with your nutrition and overcome a lot of the symptoms because I had debilitating symptoms that were undiagnosed for years and years and years. My lab tests were always normal, no matter how crappy I felt. And I almost say like would be praying for something to show up when I'd go to the doctor. Nothing ever happened until I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. And at that point, I was kind of, in a way, I was scared as can be, but in a way, I was happy because I finally had a diagnosis. I had something to explain why I felt the way I felt. And then they told me that my thyroid cancer didn't affect how I was actually feeling for the last, 20 years or the majority of my life. And it was kind of frustrating, but I did the thing. I had my thyroid removed. I had lymph nodes removed because it had spread. I did my treatments. I did the surgery. I did everything I was supposed to, all my follow-up appointments, and I kept getting worse. And what I mean by that was that I got worse with my energy. I got worse with my depression. I got worse with my hormones. I got worse with everything. It was so hard to even get out of bed in the morning. I did not want to. I did not want to go to work. I didn't want to socialize. I didn't want to do a darn thing because I could not function. I was not functioning or feeling at all like someone my age should have been feeling. And it was just ridiculous. And the problem is that I just never got the support that I needed. We'll talk about that in a second. But this has brought me to where I am today because I was sick and fed up and I was told that nutrition and food does not affect how I felt. And that's when I knew things were going to be different. And that's when I dug in deep. I went back to school. I quit my job, went back to school, did my 1,000 hours of training so that I could be here today to help you do the same thing in a very methodical way with science backing it and not just throwing spaghetti at the wall type of recommendations. So with that being said, let's talk about who this is for. If you sound like anything that I just described about my situation, that's who this is for, right? It's also for people that maybe aren't quite at their rock bottom like I was and like many of you are or have been. It might be for people who are going in that direction and are afraid that it won't stop and you're looking for a way to stop. That is who this is for. Especially if you're open to learning some new things. You don't think you have it all figured out. You probably feel like you have tried absolutely everything, but I can almost guarantee you probably haven't. Okay? You probably haven't. So that's who this is for. Who this is not for, if you are just looking for another quick fix, that's not how I operate. That's not what we do here. We just don't throw like these magic solutions at people, but sometimes the solutions can be pretty effective in a quick time, at least where you can get some improvement and start the momentum rolling. But if you're looking for a quick fix, if you think you've done everything and are not open to trying new things, then this is not for you. Okay? Not for you. This is why I do what I do, is because people keep struggling. And there's a few reasons why. I've been through them all. And I know in talking to the many Clients I've had over the last 10 to 12 years have experienced a lot or almost as much or as many or more of the same things that I have. The first one is that we're not being listened to. We're not being listened to. We are being told that what we're feeling is normal for your age, or it's normal because you're a female, or it's normal because you're busy and have kids. I can't even tell you how many times I was dismissed for my debilitating fatigue. Like the closest way I can describe it is that it was like when I was pregnant, that first trimester pregnancy, that was really bad for me. Maybe it's not for everybody because I had all these other underlying things that I didn't know about at the time, but it was unrelenting. And I was told that I was just getting older, that I'm just a busy mom. That's just what it's like when you have kids. It was like, well, of course you're tired because you're working full time. You have 2 little kids. You're in grad school. I mean, that was just supposed to explain it. And my thought was, a lot of people do this kind of stuff. A lot of people are moms. Why do they have to feel like they can't function? And the fact that this was just normal and no big thing and nothing was ever done or looked into, and all the questions that I have, I can't help but ask a lot of questions about things that no one really cared to, help me answer those things. It was so frustrating. I would leave appointments in tears. I'd sit in my car before I had to go home thinking about how am I going to get through the next few hours of doing dinner and homework and checking planners and all that kind of stuff, much less, get a workout in or whatever else. How was I going to do all that? And I literally got no help and was told that this is the way it is. It's your new normal. We're not being listened to, but I listen to you. I listen to people. The other thing is we overcomplicate things all the time. I mean, maybe that's just me, but I feel like a lot of people do the same thing. We get into all the different food rules and things we hear on social media and different influencers telling us different things. And we think we have to do everything all at once. But we don't even know if those things are applicable to us. That is the other thing. So we make things too hard sometimes, and sometimes we need to get back to the basics. That's really sometimes where we need to start. And then if you're working with the right people, then you can dial things in a little bit different, a little bit more methodically, a little bit more kind of a root cause, more of a root cause approach. That's when you start to make changes. You don't have the right support. This is the other big reason, I guess, that people don't have the right support. So a lot of people like to do it on their own. They think, oh,